Okay, I'm gonna fly a plane like I posted at Cessna 182 from, startup, cold and dark. Okay. I already checked the outside and checked the fuel level in the tanks, checked for water in there and stuff, checked the the structures, make sure there's nothing damaged or loose. Gas tanks, one in each wing. I wonder why my head's not moving. My track IR is messing up. And I made up my mind. Shoot. Gosh damn it. Yeah, we'll do it with without the thing working. Right. Alright. So we just walked in and got in this plane. Like I said, we checked it out and we can look at all the circuit breakers, make sure everything's nothing's tripped. You can kind of look down the side of them, make sure nothing's sticking out, but none of these actually are modeled in, so they don't work. We'd want to check our barometric pressure and have this set. Okay, our flaps are up at the moment. That's our mixture, fuel mixture, that's our top pitch, and that's our throttle. Okay. This is the fuel selector, you know, to left tank off. Both tanks. And we have a total of 87 gallons if we wanted to fill it up all the way. You only put as much gas as you'll need to get to the place you're going. Okay. It's a Cessna 182. So when you go to start it, this is how much fuel, when it's pushed in, it's feeding in as much fuel as you can get. Hold the mixture. So we want it full rich to start it up. All right, and then this actually should be up in all the way. It makes the prop blades more straight up and down. You know, as straight up and down as they'll go as you pull this back. They'll increase their pitch and create more drag. Slow the revolutions, RPMs down, because the props direct drive off the crankshaft. There's no gearing. This is the throttle. These are your that's your rudder trim. And this is your elevator trim. And then these are what they call cow flaps. They help cool the engine. Right now they're closed to keep the engine warmer. If you're on the ground, you know, too long idling or whatever, you can open them up. And then also as you go up in the air, it's colder, so you would end up closing them off so that the engine would be the correct temperature, desired temperature. This is our parking brake. Alright, and then the thing on this here is that this is the elevator trim tab, and it's on the back. Without this headset, without the track IR working, it's kind of a nuisance, but usually there's a trim tab. Let me see how this one works. Well, we'll go in and crank it all the way back and see what it looks like out there. Yeah, there's the trim tab. It's only on one side, and you can see that it's biased down there. That's how it controls, up and down to stay level. But the main thing is that this needs to be centered. So that the plane doesn't take off too fast and surprise you. If it doesn't have enough airspeed, when it starts going uphill, it can stall. So you don't want it ballooning up on you. Okay, so that's good. Leave our, I could open the cow flaps on the ground. Not sure what would be best for starting it out. Probably closed just to warm it up a little bit. All right. And we do have a fuel pump on this one. We'll turn the battery on first. And the fuel pump start it up by turning the key down there. It won't, because it's up here. Gas is flowing from the high wings. The pump's not needed as much, I don't know what the official rules are. That's why I would have to take lessons. But theoretically, okay. Now this is the alternator to charge the battery, so we definitely want to turn that on. Then this is our electronics, the avionics. Just give it a little RPMs to help the engine warm up a little bit here. And cylinder head temperature, oil temperature, oil pressure. That'd be kind of low, until you give it some RPMs. Our manifold pressure in inches, and this is fuel flow gallons per hour. This is turbo internal temperature. And then we have our we've got 2 batteries, 28 volts, used to doing it. It's also on Loc. For the ILS localizer, I want it on the GPS, so you can change that here. That's GPS coordinates. These are our different speeds on the ribbon gauge. YX. I call that the glide slope, and this is the rotate. This is the fastest acceptable climb rate, and this is the I guess more like it's the lesser climb rate, but it's uses less fuel. Oh, this has the 750 in here instead of the Garmin. I can change that with this. This is called the Garmin 750, and then if I want to make it like the one that's actually in the plane, where's it at? Sure, I could turn that off. I guess I probably got to disable that add-in. Centigrade outside. Pitot heat, we do want that on. That's the pitot tube is how it gets its speed. Tube up here has heat in it when I turn that on, so it doesn't freeze up and malfunction, not give me the proper wind speed. Not the wind speed, the plane's airspeed. taxi lights, navigation lights, strobe light, fuel pump we had on. If we wanted to get the air, the barometric pressure, it'll come up later too, but set at 29.9 or 2 inches. There's what they call there's a recorded airport message that will give you that and other info. We're at Spirit of St. Louis, so KSUS and airport info. You could get the radio frequencies and such. The runways. There's approach. This is the ASOS and ATIS. Those are the recorded airport messages telling you. To get the, put it in up here, 134,800, it's in the standby position. So you would have to switch it. Yeah. Now you hear it.
Wind calm. Visibility niner. Sky condition clear. Temperature 15. Dew point 13. Altimeter 29.902. ILS runway 26 left and visual runway 26 right in use. Landing and departing runway 26 left and runway 26 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft red back hold short instruction.
Okay. They basically told me it was 29.9 or 2. And they said that the wind was, mild or low. I forget what they said, but basically it's not negligible. But they told me that the instrument takeoff runway is 26 left. I believe it was 26. Let's see, runways. Yeah, 26 left, and over here is 26 right. And then you have the opposite end, which is, 8 right and 8 left. So they said the visual takeoff is VFR is over here on 26 right, and they said the ILS instrument takeoff is on 26 left. And then they gave visibility and dew point, stuff like that. The 29.9 or 2, that's important for the altitude being shown correctly. change that, it's going to change, I think for every 10th is like 100 feet difference. These are airport notifications that will tell you, like maybe if there's a construction going on or a crane or something that you could run into. Watch that and weather. And then they give you the procedures for the different runways. And so we're going to take off on 26 left. And that's kind of this is the approach sequence to follow the different waypoints. And if you miss the approach, they want you to go to 2,400 feet and fly to FTZ, and then there'll be a holding pattern that you can stay in there to try it again. That's missed approach. That's what that means, missed approach. Alright. The flight plan is already in here. We're going to leave at Spirit of St. Louis. We're going to St. Louis. And in St. Louis, we're going to land on runway 30 left. And that's an instrument approach landing. They have the different airport info you can pull up here, like the ILS frequency that you would need to have in to pick up the glide slope and the left to right on the runway from the localizer. This 30 left, 30 right, this is 29. And then this is 24 and 6. In St. Louis. So the for 30 left, ILS or localizer runway 30 left. Gonna bring up a map, and then we can see the frequency for the ILS, and it also shows you what altitude you should be when you hit this waypoint Torme, which is the where the glide slope will pick up from there. You're supposed to be at 2,200 feet when you get there to take you down at a 3-degree angle. And 111.50 111.5 see it's actually already in here in the standby 111.50. So that's good. That's our map on there. Okay. This where how's the engine temperature? Looking fine. So did I don't remember whether I opened the cow flap. No, it's still closed. So cabin heat, defroster. Turn that on. Get the cabin heat in here. To take off, we'll take off at 10 degrees flaps. So we can set that up. Alrighty. So we can, we're pretty much ready to ask for permission to taxi to take off. This is on. Why is that not on? There it goes. This is the autopilot. It's in a couple different places here, but that's the wrong barometric pressure. It's in hectopascals or something like. There's two different. This is in inches, so it had the wrong. There, 29.37. So 29. Oh. Two, 29.9 or 2. Alright. I can do all that. This means it's going to control the roll, which is going to stay level. And then the pitch, it's going to control the pitch. Yeah, nose up, nose down. The autopilot's actually on right now. Turn it off. Alright, let's ask the tower. We'll ask for clearance for the instrument flight rules.
Spirit clearance delivery Golf Alpha November Romeo Whiskey IFR to St. Louis ready to copy.
Golf Alpha November
this is the departure frequency, and then so you would put that in the radio there. You got 4 different. You got com.
November Romeo Whiskey, did you copy?
You got com 1, com 2, and then you have a standby com 1 and standby com 2. Yes.
Golf Alpha November Romeo Whiskey cleared to St. Louis Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 26 left, climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Departure on 126.5 squawk, 56 tree.
Squawk is
November Romeo Whiskey, read that correct.
5633. You seen it pop in there
Good day.
after I repeated it, so it did the work for me, but usually you would have to go here and put that in, and you select altitude reporting. Okay, and then we can just go from here. We don't need a pushback or anything, so talk to ground, ask for a taxi, IFR.
Spirit Ground Golf Alpha November Romeo Whiskey with Whiskey ready to taxi IFR.
Golf Alpha November Romeo Whiskey taxi to and hold short of runway 26 left using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 124.75 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 26 left using taxiway Alpha November Romeo Whiskey.
Alright. So it told us to go ahead and do it and, hold short of runway 26 left and contact the tower on 124.75 when we get there. So I'm going to click this to tune it in. Well, I don't need to right now, but at any rate, you could put that in like down here. What was it again? 124.750. Okay, so 124.750. So enter that, so it's there. Then when I get to, I can just go ahead and click it and transfer it up to the active frequency to speak to the tower when I'm ready. Right now, ground is, we're tuned in the ground, and they'll tell me if I'm going to run into anything because they're following me on the ground here. That IFR taxi. Okay, and then our parking brakes down here. Let's take it off. And here's a, it's not that big of a deal. There's an extra program I have that gives it more movement and stuff. It's called
FS Realistic Connecting.
Flight Simulator Realistic. Okay. I already took off the emergency brake. 6 left, so we'll hold short, and I'll dial that 5,000 feet in. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is where we would go like this, flip it up. Okay, contact the tower. Of course, this isn't showing up right. Oh yeah, it is, okay.
Spirit Tower Golf Alpha November Romeo Whiskey, ready for IFR departure runway 26 left.
Golf Alpha November Romeo Whiskey altimeter 29.9, 2 wind calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 26 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 left Golf Alpha November Romeo Whiskey.
The what was I thinking of? They cleared me to take off, so and I saw the windsock over there. Yeah. It's right behind it. I'm gonna pull this back. Just a little bit so it doesn't, RPMs don't get too high. Taking off. Landing lights. Okay. Let's rotate. And you don't want to take off too fast because you want to keep the airspeed up. This has fixed gear, fixed tricycle gear, so. I can zero the heading. And then I can turn on the auto the vertical speed, we want to climb up. So it's going up 900 feet per minute, which is too fast, so we're going to lower it.
November Romeo Whiskey, acknowledge last transmission.
We'll go to 500 feet per minute.
Going to 126.5, November Romeo Whiskey.
Remember they told us before 126.5 for departure. So it's not on there right now, but I click it, it'll pop in there.
St. Louis, departure Golf Alpha, November Romeo Whiskey is at 1,600 feet, climbing 5,000 feet.
Golf Alpha November Romeo Whiskey, St. Louis departure altimeter 29.9, 2 radar contact, continue. November Romeo Whiskey, you are 17 miles west. Maintain present heading and altitude, expect ILS runway 30 left approach near move transition. Clear to move.
Alright, and we're gonna go out here to see our flight. Boy, it's like land.
November Romeo Whiskey, please acknowledge.
Maintain present heading and altitude, expect ILS
This
runway
is
30
kinda
left
showing up a
approach
little
right wings transition,
funny
clear to move,
because of,
November Romeo Whiskey.
This is kind of a different, it's a real close flight. So we should be going towards Joyce. I'm gonna go direct to Joyce. And we'll activate Joyce. Hit enter. And then we'll switch it to navigate instead of heading. We're burning quite a bit of fuel.
November Romeo Whiskey, climb and maintain 11,000 feet.
It's all right with me.
Climb and maintain 11,000 feet, November Romeo Whiskey.
I've been out. Really? Okay. Pretty high. Speed. We're set to 11,000. We're still climbing at 500 feet per minute. And it's armed to level off at 11,000. It's our airspeed. It's our altitude here. It's also airspeed. we start going, up, we can lean this out, some and I would watch the gauges up there as I did that. See how our temperature's doing. Cylinder head temperature is getting a little higher, so we could open the cow flap. Up a little bit. Help cool the engine off. Miles to there. Then another 4.6 to Torme. Torme is where our glide slope is, that we want to be 2,200 feet. They got me climbing pretty high. That's probably not normal, but also the way the GPS works, it's going to turn here and not go all the way up. So we're going to be up on top of that waypoint where the glide slope is pretty quick. So I would rather get closer to this before I want to go towards there, so I could put it on heading. 0 the heading bug, the blue bug here. And then we can change it to heading. Flying towards that heading bug instead of flying that line and following it. So it's not going to turn right here. It's going to go forward. X and Y for climbing and stuff. We can climb a little faster to get more towards the Y. Going up 800 feet per minute. As we slow down, this Y will get closer to there. And our plane coming into view.
November Romeo Whiskey descend and maintain 4,500 feet.
That's what I was saying. They want us to go down to 4,500.
Descend and maintain 4,500 feet. November Romeo Whiskey.
Alright, so we'll change the altitude. Oop. said, I know we gotta get down to, I gotta hit nav to go into the GPS instead of heading mode. And then, we gotta get down to 2,200 feet. And then make sure our ILS frequency is up there, so we got to transfer that. It's up there, ILS. Runway 30 left.
November Romeo Whiskey, you are 800 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 4,500 feet, altimeter 29.92.
We need to ignore them because of, I mean, the thing's goofing up. The simulator is messing up. We gotta get down to 20.
November Romeo Whiskey, did you copy?
We gotta get down to 2,200.
Climb and maintain 4,500 feet, November Romeo Whiskey.
November Romeo Whiskey, contact St. Louis departure on 126.5. Good day.
126.5 November Romeo Whiskey. Goodbye.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta hit the approach. Switch it to localizer. A lot of times that will switch on its own, but I could tell it wasn't doing it, so this switches it to the glide slope, the localizer, the ILS frequency, this 111.50, which is going to take us right down the center of the runway and put us on the front of the runway. This is our glide slope indicator here, so we want that to stay there in the middle as we descend. And we basically control the airspeed to control that. Turn that on to take off too, just so we didn't lose the engine. flaps down again. It's kind of weird the way it's not coming in like it should. Oh, I should have had that on full too, but at any rate, turn off autopilot, take it over. It's almost like our elevators. Not right. That was a little rough. That wasn't good. Not like I usually do. Yeah, that wasn't that good. This thing not working right, it's definitely got me kind of messed up a little bit. But, yeah, see that? It's way back. That's why I was saying it was. It should have been going down more. It was back too far. So that was giving me a lot of problems coming in. That's really just because the alternator's not running as fast to charge it.